Chemtrails are not poisonous. It's just vapor. The turbines are compressing the air, and the more damp it is, the more of a trail you get. On a dry day, there's no trail. The turbines are not using fuel, they're using air. And it creates this trail. It's the product of free energy, not fuel.
The sky is not Earth. The house always wins. The sky people are ruling over the Earth people. Earth people are conned into believing the sky conforms to their likeness. This is the big scam. There is a war between the sky and the Earth. Our sky rotates west to east. Distance inside the sky is shorter than on Earth. The atmosphere is the vessel. The plane is the passenger. Planes float inside the sky, not fly in the sky. They sail inside the moving sky. The atmosphere is the vessel. The plane is the passenger. The sky rotates. The Earth is still. The sky is not Earth. Atmosphere layers are frequencies inside the occupied and controlled sky world. The atmosphere is the vessel. The plane is the passenger. The sky is not Earth.
So when it comes out from behind that tree, you can get a pretty good idea of speed. I know that's about 3 miles away from me, maybe 4. Probably going about 150. I mean, it's not going 500-600 miles per hour, because it would not stay in the frame for more than a second. You can go to a race car track. Those cars go 250. And you've seen NASCAR. Yeah, see, I can't get them back in there, but one more here. They're so hard to find in the camera because the camera pushes everything further away than our eyes can see it. You have to start zooming to see it in the viewer. That's the other hoax, is they're deceiving us with the cameras, so it's like a maze to overcome the perception hoax. You just have to drop your ego. Realize they're fooling us, just like they did about the shape. They're lying about the size.
What's up, guys? So I just wanted to talk a little bit about our stars and our planets and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm just gonna scroll through some of my pictures. This is Mars, NASA's Mars, and this is a picture I took of Mars. Clearly there's a difference. I also have this picture. This is Venus. This is NASA's Venus. This is my Venus. So clearly there's a difference between the images that NASA is putting out versus the kind of pictures that you can get with your own camera. I took these with a P900. Another interesting thing is this hexagon that you get. That shows up a lot. Actually, all of these star pictures that I take, this is a collage I made. All of them have that hexagon in there. This is actually a picture of the moon. Another hexagon. Another interesting thing about the moon is that during the day, it is translucent. You can see through it. So it's not a sun. That was a it's gonna rain. Yeah, it's not a solid structure, so they never got there. So yeah, getting back to these hexagons. It's all over nature. This is snowflakes. Picture I took probably last winter. So cool. So yeah, I mean, all right, you know, the moon and all that. They tried to get there. But all of our atmosphere layers are frequencies, and they had to figure out how to get up into the frequency that the moon is in, and it is in our atmosphere, just like the sun is. And you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have the 8 corners, just like the moon is the hexagon. So when these stars are shining back through our dome, our hexagonal dome, which would look like that, the structure we live under, you get the hexagon. A lot of people would say it's the camera, the pixelation causing that hexagon, but it's actually the light of the star shining back through this hexagonal dome that we're under. And so, like, all these hexagonal shapes are what they use to bounce signals off of which are our satellites. All right, yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so I mean, let's look at this. Hang on. That's probably Venus. I can't remember. It's a video I took of a star, but you can see that it's electrical. It's pulsating. It's not a ball of gas. It's in plasma. It's amazing. So yeah, I mean, stars are, we're meant to understand them. And they're code. They are schematics for our technology and a blueprint for free energy. Yeah. They hoax us with these constellations. They want us to look at constellations and see a bunch of Tauruses and all that kind of stuff, but really our stars are schematics. They're code for technology, free energy. They hoax us with that. These jokers. Tell us how to see things. They all put that sign up. Telling us how to see things. Just like the rocks. That's a fossil. Never-ending story. So, yeah. Mars. Right? That's Mars. That's my picture of Mars. Here's another cool. Metatron's cube. This is Vega. Sacred geometry. Yeah, it all ties together. So yeah. Ah! Yeah. Yeah, dudes. All right. Let's just leave it right there. Cool. What's up, dudes and dudettes? So I just wanted to talk a couple minutes about the moon and Earth and how they seem to reflect each other. This pattern on Google Earth. And this is a picture of the moon I took, which is right here. There we go. Yeah. And then that's side by side. So they definitely seem to mirror each other. So I tend to think that, the moon is a reflection of Earth. Here's the moon during the day. It's translucent, you can see through it. And then here's the moon at night. And it looks a little more solid. That's because it's against a dark backdrop. Okay, I want to play this really cool video. Hang on. Here we go. All right. So, this is the moon during the day. And, excuse me, in a second here, something's gonna float up. See what you guys think. Here it comes. Look at that, right there. Ooh, what is that? I'll go back. Here it comes. Looks like a horseshoe magnet. It looks metallic. Whew. That's cool. So yeah, anyway, back to my photos here. Yeah. So yeah, the moon looks like the Earth. There's very similar things going on here. Yeah, just a thought, and it's kind of cool. Guess what? Guess what is a big secret? Air traffic control towers are harvesting free energy. Just like the towers that were used and squashed, but they weren't. They're being used today. Energy is free. Energy is being harvested out of the atmosphere. Airports are designed just like motherboards. They're designed to harvest free energy. Creating the frequency needed for their turbines to work. Runways are set up. In very specific directions to harvest that frequency needed. They need this intake, they need this compression, they need this resonation, but they do not need fuel. They do not fly with liquid fuel. That's one of the big secrets. They tell us they fill all these airplane wings, jet wings, with all that fuel. And right here they show you it's air. Air. These chokers. And why would they be fueling a wing up into it from the bottom? That makes no sense. Liquid falls. You know, what? He has sunglasses on here. No eye protection, no arm protection. All this fuel being pumped into this wing, supposedly. Not protecting himself at all. Meanwhile, right back here, they're telling you it's air. It's air that is flying these planes. Compression. You know, the cabin compresses so the plane can levitate. That's the real zero gravity. So, if they've hoaxed us about 9/11 and hoaxed us about jet fuel, all this fuel being in the wings, if that's not possible, if jets fly on free energy, it proves that 9/11 was staged. If that's not jet fuel burning, because jets don't use fuel, "9/11's busted." Free energy is the big secret.
So just wanted to do a quick perception test. This is where I'm standing looking at this structure. My eyes see it right here. The camera shows it there. So cameras are distorting the size and shape of what we live in. We're not allowed to know. It's theirs. We're kept in a constant state of confusion and distortion. We're easier to harvest that way. And they're using cameras to distort our perception of reality because they know we all use cameras all the time. Most of what we see through this world is through cameras on TV and social media and our phones. They know this about our eyes. They know it works differently than cameras. Yeah, I mean, as I get closer to this thing, it's getting bigger, but not in the camera. Like right now, it looks like this to me in the camera, and I'm still moving towards it. I'm coming up right beside, I am actually beside that thing right now. So it's pushing it so far forward that you even end up at it before the camera gets there. Camera disguise. My disguise. So here's what the camera sees. This panoramic view. Nice energy harvesting station there. Some up there too. Beautiful sunset. See that billboard? To me, that billboard standing here with my eyeballs looks like that. So when I pan now, the camera has pushed everything away, and even though I'm standing here with my eyeballs, I can see the top of that tower. I have to pan up like this to see it. Yeah. Huge deception. Hey, what's up, guys? So, hi. I haven't done one of these kind of recordings in a while.
but I was putting together some older videos that I made over the summer, just this last summer, of these wooden sculptures that are around my town, but they're actually all over the United States and even up into Canada and over in Hawaii, called the Trail of the Whispering Giants. It's a collection of sculptures by artist Peter Wolf Toth. Yeah, they're huge. They're 20 to 40 feet. But yeah, long story short, they're wooden sculptures of Native American Indians, which I believe that the Native people of America were giants, and Native American Indians are descendants of giants, and all these sculptures are put up to pay tribute to that. And the Purple People Eaters, the Royals, they know this. Actually, this one right here is one of the ones in the video that it's right down the road for me. It's actually been torn down. It was up for like 20 years or something. It's also on the grounds of a school here in my hometown called the Judith Resnick Learning Center. So, yeah, that gets into a little bit more of deception. So, yeah, it's called the Trail of the Whispering Giants. It's these wooden sculptures, and I put together a few older videos that I made over the summer, and I'm going to play after this. And, if all these Native American Indians were giants, it puts a little bit of a twist on what the Wild Wild West was this whole time period. Yeah, and they even made movies about it. But so I like to think about this time period. I don't think it existed. Yeah, okay, so cool. It was nice talking to you guys on camera. I haven't done that in a while. And this is just a little short presentation on the giant Native American Indians. Alright, cool.
So this is a monument that was here, and I got some pictures of it a while ago. This is this, and it's been taken down. This has been up here as far back as I can remember. There's a lot of monuments to giants. They have a little thing here, the Trail of the Whispering Giants. And they're all over the country. And that's because giants once existed, and they know that, and put their statues up on things they own. But they've taken this one down. I was driving by and I noticed, and I was like, oh boy. So the other thing about this statue that used to be here is this one happens to be set, I wonder if I can zoom in on. Yeah, it's hard to hold it. steady when you're that zoomed in, but this is the Judith Resnick Learning Center. And those of us who know about Judith Resnick, yeah, hang on. She's still alive. Alive and well. Because this was a hoax. All these guys are still alive. The Challenger. Yeah, they faked all that. None of them are dead. They're still alive. So it just makes sense that they put their fakery, their statues, their mockery right up in our face on ground that they name after somebody who faked their death to deceive us. They don't like us. They love mocking us. Yeah. There it is one more time. It was a big Indian. Big Indians roamed Akron. Giants. There's actually a couple more of these around town that I'll eventually probably get to. Yep, giants existed. They tell us. And Judith Resnick is alive. So here is another giant Indian sculpture. I wanted to get this before they take it down. But yeah, giants. We're here. The area that I live in is known for its Native American heritage. And some of them were giants. This guy's name is Chief Logan. And they erect these sculptures because they know that, you know, there were giants. And they put up monuments to them. They kind of mock us with this. Put it right in our face. Oh yeah, just a real short one on giant Indians. And the monuments they put up, they're all over my town. Here's another monument to giants, which they like to flaunt around. No info on this one. Got some sort of ritual circle thing going on here. It's pretty cool. Should let you guys know I love the fact that there's giants. I think it's the coolest thing. I love that they put these monuments up to them. You know? I think it's cool. Hey guys. So I'm going to talk a few minutes about the Wild Wild West and how I see it as being a hoax. Yeah,
they use numerology and numbers and language against us all the time. And, wild, WW, you rotate that to the left, right? Left, you get 33. 33 is a number used, kind of like, how, like, it's symbolism. It's communication without words. Numbers are used to communicate information. We're in this group. You take WWW, which is 333. 3 times is 999. Flipped is 666. 666 is not a bad number. It's just it's language. So WWW, Wild Wild West, WWW, WWW, World Wide Web, World War III, hoaxes. So you got the 1865 to 1895. So they have definitive years that the Old West was famous for cowboys, native Indians, the lawmen, gamblers, scouts. It's all this kind of like gangs and gunfighters. It's just a hoax. There was a flood in 1862, just before 1865. So, they could be lying about this whole time period, kind of just making it up. It's a hoax. They say the Wild West ended quickly for a few reasons. Changes from the progressive era, inventions, the automobile, and barbed wire. They claim that as a reason for the Wild West ending quickly. Barbed wire when cows are being moved. Some farmers couldn't go gather. So, yeah, that's a bizarre reason. Yeah. Then you get into, the steam engine. We're starting to use free energy. Figuring out how to use compressed air. Turn it into a fuel. You get all these characters. Jesse James, Billy the Kid, Butch Cassidy. Just characters, just like in the movies. They make all these Western movies. It's a time frame that has been hoaxed on us. They lie about his story. His story, and here we go. His story. And, they like to make us think that our, the time periods before now, that we are more advanced than they were, but that's opposite. They were more advanced than us, so they have to manipulate our perspective of his story. Because there was some sort of, flood or something that happened and wiped out this whole time period. So they're probably, they interjected all these years, 30 years here, where there was some sort of thing that happened And this whole time period is just a hoax. All these movies, they make movies to control our perspective. They put it in the comics. Giant, giants existed. They put that in all kinds of, movies and name everything after it. Tell us we're monkeys. Here's some giants I took. Here's giants all over the world. And it's in a Western movie. So yeah, just some thoughts on, the Wild West being a hoax that whole time period. Maybe it's, they say it's 2018. Maybe it's 1918. They lie about everything else. Why not about his story? Cool.
So this is all the evidence you would ever need for a recent massive flood. How this is carved out. This whole valley is evidence of a massive flood not too long ago that reset everything very recently. The evidence is everywhere. All the buildings that they're starting to tear down, the old buildings, there's too much evidence everywhere of a recent flood. Traveling downhill and then uphill. North coming towards me, downhill, south going away from me, uphill.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about voting and volting. Another way that they harvest our energy is through the voting station. And this is laid out like that. And this is schematics on an electrical board, so between the two, it's very similar. So that they're when you go to a polling station, which is electrical, you You put in your vote, but it's not a vote, it's a volt. You're volting for a positive or a negative, right? A positive or a negative, you're volting. And the one that gets the most volts gets put into power into DC. Here's the White House battery. So it's electrical. Voting station. Schematics for electricity. You know, and then you have these pyramids with these electrical masts, you know, and those were all over Earth. The pyramids. They're very interested in those because the schematics for free energy is in the stars. So that's why these establishments have telescopes that can read the stars. They hoax us with these constellations so that we connect the dots differently. It's to hide free energy. And, you know, you go to a polling station, you put your volt into, you know, a black box, and when you fold these differently, you get these two shapes. You get the cube and the cross. Another thing they do is, you know, these two, a courtroom and a church, both have pews, you know, they both have a Bible. They both have someone up here in a robe judging and preaching and casting spells. You know, words are spells. That's why they're called spellings. They keep us in the days of the week. Just like on the calendar, the days of the week. The days of the week. If we're kept in a daze, we're weak. So we live in the days of the week. Same thing goes with how they want us to eat, you know. We go to the grocery store, we buy food for the week, you know. The week. Let's eat food for the strength. Do magic to yourself or something else will for you. You know, these are all the same. These evangelists and scientists, they're all telling us what to think. You know, you go to a courtroom and it's all electrical. It's you have charges brought against you, and then you're put in a cell, which is electrical. A cellular phone. These are cells. Until you're discharged. But yeah, these pyramids were all over Earth, and they know that, and that's what these represent. The pyramids that were all over Earth, powering everything, free energy. Yeah. They're still using it today in the jets. These turbines are free energy engines. But yeah, dudes, we can overstand this, and not give up our volts. They're harvesting our energy. They tell us in the movies, this is a movie about harvesting fear and using it for energy. That's what they're doing. All right, cool. Bye. Who is they? Who is they? We live on a farm. They are the real humans. We are manufactured. We are a source of life they need for survival. They. Who is they? They are the real humans. They lived for hundreds of years. Our blood is a product. Our blood is currency. Our blood is their food. Death has the word eat in it. Time zones keep one half of the population rested while the other half is alive and awake. We are sent to work all week to be weakened. We are meant to recover. They don't want us dead. We are nurtured while we are harvested. Who are they? They are the real humans. We are the host. Death is a hoax. They need us alive. Food is a hoax. We don't need it. Sleep is a hoax. We don't need it. Who is they? They are the real humans. They are the ones harvesting this manufactured breed, keeping us in line, always maintained and managed. They are the real humans.